we we want the fantasy so bad that we will Botox cut ourselves, we will starve ourselves, we will go into debt, we will do all of these things to create the fantasy instead of just be kind of present in the moment, and just live our reality.
Right.
It's,
Yeah.
but that doesn't mean you can't dream the impossible or to aspire to good health, or aspire to wealth holistically, aspire for a better job, aspire for things for your children. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that we can't work towards the things that we want in life. But to really understand our value, I think, is to understand our contribution, which is something that I'm working on. So I'm trying not to push so much and just be present and be in what is happening. And for me, it's very scary because I've made some really strong choices personally right now, trying to I have this privilege, this gift to navel gaze and, aspire. I have the gift to aspire. My grandfather aspired by, walking with his brothers to the Panama Canal from Belize to work, so that he can have a job.
Sure.
So that I can have an opportunity to, navel gaze and try to live an authentic life. I don't know, like my shit isn't all put together that I have to spend some time talking about what somebody else is doing.
Right.
It's like, come on. Mayor Bloomberg, well, he feels his shit is, and that's where his power of wealth comes in.
He's like, I have nothing else to do but take salt away from homeless people. He's like, I don't have another thing. Actually, I have nothing else
it's
to
like,
do.
really, Michael? Like, who was in the room with him? Who is in the room with him? Is everybody really, it's so... Oh
People
God,
get afraid to tell people in powerful positions.
Like, but they gotta want to have the dialogue.
If I was
Really?
working for him, I'd be like, girl.
I'd be like, really,
Salt.
Mayor Bloomberg, really, like. And this is where I think I'm always struggling. Is like I can like working in a corporate environment. I worked in the most amazing corporate environment ever because they let me be crazy in there. I'm a very good worker, and I was good at what I did, which I think gave me a little bit of permission to be crazy. But I was kind of crazy up in that piece. I was just talking with an author the other day. If you want to do that, go ahead. You're not taking anything away from me. I don't have anything to prove. A lot of people have a lot of stuff to prove still.
And so it becomes important you think like them.
Right. And it's like, well, no, you can let them do that.
Right.
If that's what they want to do and it's not hurting you or hurting somebody else or... No, just do it. I feel like, look, I'm going to do as best I can in my kind of role in my job. If something's a little crazy, I'm going to be like, that's a little crazy.
But okay.
And I feel bad. Like, we talk about celebrities. You think about, like Michael Jackson. These people or Whitney Houston or, any of these, stars that have gone too soon kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I use the celebrities as the easy reference because we have this with people in our own lives.
Oh, we do.
Where people are doing stuff and we can't save people. You can't save people, right? So I'm talking out of both sides of my mouth because you can't save people. Michael Jackson was going to do what he was going to do. He was a grown man. It's a grown man. when he was going to do it, when he was going to do it. She's a grown woman. She made her choices, and unfortunately, for both of them, their choices ended how, they ended for everybody else. Mm-hmm. Who knows how they felt, about it, to be perfectly honest. But it's hard for me. I understand why people don't say anything. At the same time, I don't understand why people don't say anything.
No, you can't save people, but then sometimes you do love someone or you care about them and you're like, what are you doing?
At least ask the question.
Yeah, you can't.
Or make the face.
I think in the interest of, make the face, in the interest of not, taking on other people's shit, we think that means that we don't have to give a shit at all. I just think it's about how you temper it. You can't stop people from doing what they're going to do, but you can at least say, hey, you alright? Because for me, as long as I ask if you're alright, whatever you choose to do, you do, but as long as I ask, then I'm not going to feel after, well, maybe there's something I could have done or said or they needed that I could have given or that I could have found someone that... Do you know what I mean? We separate ourselves sometimes before we even find out if it's necessary to separate ourselves.
Right. So I always, because I'm a publicist, I always ask this question: who was that person's publicist? And people are afraid to lose their jobs, so there's all of these power kind of dynamics. But and this is why I think I struggle, in a corporate environment, because I will just be like, come on. Seriously?
A variation of the really. That's when the really's not working. You're like, no, seriously?
So is everybody sitting with Michael Bloomberg in the room and he says, well, I don't care about people's salt. Like, how did they sit in a room with a straight face? All due respect, and even if you have to be respectful, all due respect, Mayor Bloomberg. Seriously?
Really?
Really? They're hungry.
Let them eat.
Give them the sandwich.
Right. Let them have it. They're going to take it back to their box that you don't care that they live in, but you want them to go back with no salt to their box.
Yeah, but I feel kind of differently about the big gulp. I actually feel differently about that. I do. Because, I'd be like, I actually feel differently.
Well, because we don't need a soda this big.
Do you need to have a soda that you hold with two hands? That one I actually told
No, I got that. That's right. People are like, oh, he's taking away my right.
You're right. Well, just go back for seconds.
Or buy two. You show him. Buy two.
The big gulp. I'm like,
That law is more about a message. Because honestly, we could just buy two large.
Exactly. It is more about...
So no one's rights were infringed upon, really.
You really need to hold a soda with two hands to feel empowered? But this is what we've become as a people. How dare he? I want to hold a soda with two hands. And so people don't want me in a room sometimes. And I'm okay with that because I don't want to be in that room.
Listening to you're crazy.
I'd rather not know. I'd rather look away from the train wreck. You know what I mean? So
I do. I think a lot of people feel that.